Hey folks, welcome to Seawaywhiskywire. Tonight, guys, on the bar, we've got a side-by-side shootout. We've got ourselves the Craigellachie 13 versus the Craigellachie 17. So go watch the intro, come on back, and we're going to shoot these two out, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Stick around, guys. Well, hey folks, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and tonight on the bar, I've got a long-awaited side-by-side video that I've been dying to shoot, and that is with the Craigellachie 13-year-old and the Craigellachie 17. So the Craigellachie 13 I've had on the bar, I've reviewed it, I've featured in a couple list videos, but I've never had the 17-year-old. And I guess this is kind of a side-by-side pseudo first impressions video on this one here, but I really wanted to shoot them out together. And a viewer of the channel, One Woman Whiskey, so Miriam, thank you very much for sending me over the 17-year-old here. I appreciate the extra big sample bottle, and I appreciate the label on it. It does say non-chill filtered, which is better than some of the whiskeys I review on the channel. So thank you very much, Miriam. But yeah, without kind of taking up too much time here, because I am dying to get into these guys, let's start off and look at what we're dealing with here. Obviously Craigellachie, renowned Speyside Distillery, Wormtub Distillers, yada yada yada. We all know and love these guys. We're dealing with the Craigellachie 13-year-old here, 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, no color added, just the way we like it. And it's matured in a mix of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry. And I believe that based on what I've read online, that is more focused heavily on the ex-bourbon versus the ex-sherry, and obviously carries an age stamp of 13 years, which is interesting in itself. A little bit of variance from the usual age stamps, but I digress. Let's get into the older brother, which is the Craigellachie 17-year-old. Again, 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, no color added, just the way we like it. And same maturation. I don't know if it's the same ratios, but it's ex-bourbon, ex-sherry, more heavily focused on the sherry, and you guys know I like my sherry. So kind of what I want to do is I'm going to test out the 13, and then I'm going to go into the 17 and just kind of give you guys first impressions on the 17 versus the 13. I'll go through my notes like I normally do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is a whiskey that's made a lot of lists, a lot of people's whiskey of the year, favorite whiskeys, etc., etc. And I've yet to try it, guys. So this one made me a believer in Craigellachie. This is probably going to destroy me and it's going to go take all my money in Craigellachie. But anyways, poured these about 20 minutes ago, let them hanging out in here. I'll take the cap off the 13-year-old here, and let's get into the nose. Actually, let's get in the color of the Craigellachie 13 and just kind of go in here. So again, natural color, pretty good casks they're using in there. I would say it's a straw, darker straw, gold color. Yeah. On the nose of the Craigellachie 13, this is a rough and tough nose, guys. Beats you up a little bit, kicks you around a little bit. Dirty, boggy, industrial, commercial, whatever you want to call it. Definitely getting some wicked notes of some lemon lime on there, some pineapple, oily machine shop rags, like when you're wiping up some oil around the shop. Maybe a bit of pine resin on there too. A touch of like red berry on there. A good dose of vanilla, caramels, orchard fruits, apples. I don't go as far as saying cherries, but there is a little bit of there's some raisins on there. There's some dates, some figs maybe in there too. Yeah, nice nose. All right, I'm gonna hop into the palate of the 13-year-old and give you guys my thoughts on this one. I already have a review out for this one, but we'll go in and try it again because why not? Slàinte. 46%, but punchy. Honey, vanilla, lots and lots of citrus, cinnamon, clove, that industrial, that field, that dusty, that hay kind of piece in there too. Reminds me of like a shop on a farm with tractors and stuff like that, with diesel fumes and oil and gasoline, and then dusty fields and hay. Yeah, very, very nice. Mouth coating. Yeah, this checks a whole lot of boxes, and really it's a great budget dram. It's a great budget single malt to go after, and something that should be on your bar all the time, just for that reason alone. But yeah, let's move on because I'm dying to kind of get into this 17, because I haven't done anything with it yet. Miriam was nice enough to send me over this lovely maple syrup bottle here. She's killing it. She's laughing right now, probably saying, "What are you doing holding up?" And I appreciate again that she put the non-chill filter right on it. Yeah, Craigellachie 17. Let's go in and take a look and compare it to the 13 in color. It looks darker, but cling. Sorry about that, guys. It definitely has a little bit more darkness to it, more of an orange hue to it, and that would probably be, again, that more focused maturation process using the sherried casks. Yeah, nice color. All right, yeah. First impressions, and we'll put it up against the 13, and is the 17 worth it? Let's find out on the nose. First thing off the bat that I'm really surprised it's much more vibrant and much more approachable. It doesn't kick you around. It doesn't kick you around like this one. No. There's still that industrial funk, but this is really more reminiscent of something I would expect from Gordon MacPhail or Ben Romick esque. It actually reminds me a lot of a Ben Romick. And again, Ben Romick with no peat, but it's definitely that kind of more classic style of whiskey. In that, what am I getting on the nose? Bright red fruits. I'm getting some strawberries, some raspberries, some dates, raisins, some cherries on there too. Then you get behind it, you get that vanilla. There's that bit of industrial, but it's not nearly as prevalent as it is in the 13, in my opinion. There's a touch at the end, and really it's in the 13 too, and I should have mentioned it. There's a little bit of alcoholic burn on it there, and it's just at the tail. Not off-putting, but it is there, and it kind of just lets you know it's there on your nose. And then, yeah, it's just a nice little well-rounded piece there. The pineapple is not there anymore. I would almost go as far as saying like apricot. There's a little bit of melon in there too, maybe like a green melon. Yeah, very interesting nose. All right, well, looking forward to this, and then I'll go back to the 13 and give you guys my decision. Craigellachie 17-year-old. Thank you, One Woman Whiskey. All the best. Cheers, Slanja. Let's dive into it. Palate is definitely, that is unmistakably Craigellachie on the palate. You're getting kind of this bit of acidity, almost like a apple cider balsamic kind of vinegar note to it at the beginning. It kind of curves in to this green apple piece. Then you get the sherry notes in there, raisins, figs, maybe a little bit of, I don't really get the raspberry anymore. Really more of those Christmas spices, I think, kind of in the center. And then it dampers off. I'm gonna go for one more sip. It dampers off into some vanilla. And then right after that vanilla, that's where it kind of bangs you around a little bit, like the 13 does. Those oily rags, that farm shop, oil, dust, dirt, hay, it's all kind of there at the back end of it. Quite complex. And both have excellent legs too on them. Let's go back to the 13-year-old here. And see, now after I've been nosing this for a little bit, the orchard fruits really pop more on this. A little more spice on this too. A little bit of cinnamon, black pepper. Or sip on 13 again. a treat. You know, this is definitely one of those videos, guys. There is no losers. There's only a winner, and I'm definitely winning. Going for another round here on the 17 from Craigellachie Speyside Distillery. Palate. You know, I missed out months ago on this one. I mentioned that in a video, and I'm kicking myself right now, as I usually do when I do these videos of samples or when people send me stuff to have a look at. This is a great whiskey. It's very, very complex. Got a lot going on for it. It definitely is a step up from the 13. I think that's kind of what I'm most impressed with. Sometimes you get, you know, an age stamp here or there, and you're like, it's good, but you know, does it really carry its weight? Is it worth the extra dollars? Is it worth the extra cents to kind of jump into? I think if you can get this at a reasonable price, I would. You know, this dram here, I think is around, it's sub $80 anyways. I'd have to go back and look, but it's sub $80. This one here came in at around $100 out west, I believe, and I missed out on it there. I don't know what it normally sells for. I don't think it actually sells in Ontario. I'd have to check. But you know, if this was around 100, and I think if I said sub $150, I think that's a good price for this. And it's very good, very complex, and something you can sip on, something you can think about. And you know, it's got that little bit extra funk, it's got that little bit extra kick that if you like Craigellachie, I think it's definitely one you're gonna like. If you have not tried Craigellachie though, I would definitely stay away from this as an entry and go with the 13. You know, if for no other reason than you'll just have a better appreciation for the distillate, start with a 13 and graduate. I'm telling you right now, I've really thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy working through this extra large, I guess this is a maple syrup bottle, sample bottle of Craigellachie that was sent over by Miriam. So again, thank you very much. You know, clear winner in this one, no clear winner. They're both excellent, but again, I gave you guys my notes and my impression. If you haven't had Craigellachie, go with 13. If you've had the 13, you're gonna love the 17. There you have it. That's my little side-by-side review. I can't call it a review. Side-by-side shootout video featuring the Craigellachie 13 and the Craigellachie 17. Thank you very much, One Woman Whiskey, for sending these over to the channel. Really appreciate it. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Seawaywhiskywire, you guys know that drill. Like and subscribe down below. And hey, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Seawaywhiskywire for more content. And, you know, thank you very much, Miriam, and thank you very much to anybody who's still hanging around this long in the video. Let me have a little bow thing. There we go. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the support of the channel. Having a ton of fun doing this, guys. And, you know, what better place could you be? Down in the basement, having a little dram, sharing your thoughts on some great whiskey with some great people out there. So I'll leave you guys with that. Now I gotta watch it. I'm gonna go back to the Craigellachie 17 just because I'm new to it and I want to kind of continue to learn about it. So all the best, guys. Take care, and I'll see you around. Bye for now.